So welcome to the channel. Today we're going to revisit something that I hit upon in a previous video. It's an interview that was done with Meet the Press with Congresswoman Jayapal. Now in the video, she says something that I just think is patently untrue. So I decided that I would go in and do a little more research, dig a little bit deeper, and see if what she said is true. So I'm going to show you the clip, and then we'll talk about it once you've seen it. It's a really short clip.
Let's not forget that the last election where Hamas was elected was 16 years ago. Half of Palestinians are children. They were not part of that, and Hamas is not Palestinians, and Palestinians are not Hamas. We have to be very clear about that.
So she says Hamas are not Palestinians and Palestinians are not Hamas. So, like I said, I dug a little bit deeper because I wanted to see if what she was saying is true. And I have a couple of things pulled up, and we're going to look at them. And everything's going to be in the description, so you can look at the full articles and anything that I put in there and see see for yourself what's true and what's not true. And I didn't want to put words in her mouth, so that's why I showed you the video. This is exactly what she said. Hamas is not Palestinians, and Palestinians are not Hamas. So we're going to look at this first clip here, this first PDF here, and it's entitled, What is Hamas and Why is it Fighting with Israel in Gaza? So I want to focus on three areas at the bottom. So we'll scroll down to the bottom. We'll go to the last thing first. So what is Palestine? The West Bank and Gaza are known as the Palestinian territories. Along with East Jerusalem and Israel, they form part of a land known as Palestine from Roman times until the mid-20th century. 1948, part of Palestine became Israel, which was recognized by the United Nations the following year. The West Bank, including East Jerusalem and Gaza, are recognized as Palestine by many countries and bodies, although it does not have member status at the UN. So, for our purposes here, what we need to focus on is the West Bank and Gaza are recognized as Palestine. Let's move up just a bit. So what is Hamas? Hamas, and what does it want? Hamas is a Palestinian group. Right there, Hamas is Palestinian, which has run Gaza since 2007. Now, that should be the end of it, but I'm going to go a little bit further. The name is an acronym for, I don't want to butcher that, which means Islamic Resistance Movement. The group wants to destroy Israel and replace it with an Islamic state. That's their goal. So Hamas has fought several wars with Israel since it took power, firing thousands of rockets into Israel and carrying out other deadly attacks. In response, Israel has repeatedly attacked Hamas with airstrikes, sending in troops in 2008 and 2014. So Hamas, or in some cases, the Al-Qassam brigades, has been designated a terrorist group by Israel, the US, the UK, and the EU, as well as other powers. Hamas is backed by Iran, providing funding, weapons, and training. So let's go up a little bit further. What happened during the Hamas 7th October attacks on Israel? On October 7th, hundreds of Hamas gunmen crossed from the Gaza Strip into southern Israel, breaking through the heavily guarded perimeter fence, landing by sea, and using paragliders. It was the most serious cross-border attack against Israel in more than a generation. The gunmen killed about 1,200 people, most of them civilians, in a series of raids on military posts, kibbutzim, and music festival, and took hostages back into Gaza. Taking hostages is a terrorist act. The BBC has also seen and heard evidence of rape, sexual violence, and mutilation of women during the Hamas attacks. Victims included children, teenagers, and pensioners, which would be older people. Okay, so let's move on to who are Hamas and who are their prominent leaders. So these are the photos of the prominent leaders, and there are 6 of them here that are shown. Ismail Haniyeh is considered Hamas's overall leader. Yahya Sinwar, the leader of the Hamas movement within the Gaza Strip. I'm not going to go into too much about what they are, just who they are. Mohammed Deif leads the Izz al-Din al-Qassam Brigades, the military arm of the Hamas movement. Marwan Issa, or the Shadow Man, and Mohammed Deif's right-hand man, is the deputy commander-in-chief of the Izz al-Din al-Qassam Brigades. Khaled Mishal, considered one of founders of Hamas. I think he's the last one. No, here's the last one. Mahmoud Zahar. He is considered one of Hamas's most prominent leaders and a member of the movement's political leadership. So that's the prominent leaders, the 6 prominent leaders of Hamas. So I made a little chart. Just wanted to outline some things, and I'm going to show you I'll have the websites where I got this information in the description so you can look at them yourself. So Ismail Haniyeh, born in Gaza, the overall leader. Yahya Sinwar, born Gaza. Mohammed Deif, born Gaza. Marwan Issa, born Gaza. Khaled Mishal, born West Bank. Mohammed Zahar, born Gaza. I really don't see how you can say that Hamas is not Palestinian and Palestinians are not Hamas. I understand what she's trying to say, but she's not doing a very good job of it. So she's probably going to have to go back and clean that up, or not. They don't really give a crap. But for her to say that they're not Palestinian is just not true. The facts are the facts. They are Palestinian. Gaza and the West Bank are part of Palestine, recognized today as part of Palestine. So they are Palestinian. And she also says that half of the people that are in Gaza right now were under 16, so they did not put these people in power. Well, you can say that today over here. There's people in power over here that people don't like, that were not old enough to vote for them when they voted for them. That's not the point. The point is, she said they're not Palestinians, and they are. Now, saying that Hamas is not Palestinians and Palestinians are not Hamas is just like saying that Antifa is not America, and Americans are not Antifa. That's just not true. People in Antifa in this country are Americans, but not all Americans are a member of Antifa. Same thing with Hamas in Palestine. Not everybody in Palestine believes or follows what Hamas does. But in my last video, and I'll post the link to my last video here, you'll see that 25% of Palestinians in a survey done not long ago think Hamas is doing good, basically. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this is that I just wanted to, basically it's a fact check. I'm fact checking her to see what she said, see if it was true, and it's not true. It's just patently false. So I think she should come back and clean it up and actually say exactly what she meant to say, instead of giving us this false narrative that Hamas is not Palestinians when they clearly are. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. So peace out.